Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about BBSOs. And you may be asking yourself, what in the world is a BBSO? Well, it's a behavior-based safety observation. So a behavior-based safety observation is so important because it's you observing your teammate or coworker doing a task or job. And it's so important because you're going to be looking out for your coworker and they're going to be looking out for you when they do their behavior-based safety observation or BBSO on you. So why would this be important and why would we want to do it? Because safety is all about you and your involvement. If you're not involved, then honestly, safety has already failed. So a BBSO is just a way to get you involved. And yeah, we start out with some paperwork. This is just a guideline. This is to keep our mind focused in the right direction so we can be looking for good observations as we start out. In the future, the goal would be that we don't even need paperwork because we're looking out for each other anyway, because we've learned and trained our mind how to observe for safety when we're doing any job, anytime. So let's take a look at the sheet up here. So the sheet is broken down into different categories. So you have life-changing injury or fatality elimination right at the top. That's going to include things like lockout, tagout, confined spaces, powered industrial trucks, and some other activities. But you'll see them all listed on your sheet. And remember, this is just a guide to keep our brains thinking in the right direction. If you drop down, you'll see you have actions and body positioning. Again, we're just looking for different actions. Are they safe or are they unsafe? And when we find an unsafe action, we want to address it immediately with our coworker or teammate. And that could just be a good positive conversation. We'll give an example of one here in a little bit. Let's keep going though. You got your personal protective equipment. That's where you're looking for safety glasses, earplugs, bump cap, make sure they have gloves on their person, all those type of things. And remember, this is just our guideline to keep us focused while we're out there doing our observation. You have tools and equipment and some other things. Just look over the sheet before you go out there. Now remember, you're not going through line by line and saying, did they do this? Did they do that? You're looking for this to be a guide so you can observe a task and see if unsafe acts are happening. And when they are, you're going to address them in a good and positive way with your coworker. Now, one important thing to remember about BBSOs, this is not a disciplinary action form. This is for positive encouragement and looking for opportunities as a mill and as individuals to get better when it comes to safety. So remember, these are not about discipline or getting someone in trouble. These are about making us better as individuals, as a mill, and as a company. So another reason why you would want to do a BBSO or behavior-based safety observation is because you care about your coworkers and they care about you. And we want to keep ourselves safe and our coworkers safe. So doing a quick behavior-based safety observation takes about 5 to 10 minutes to observe someone doing the job and to see if anything is going unsafe, or even if the person is doing a really good job. We want to encourage that as well. Remember, when you're out there, you're going to observe some good actions and probably some actions that need some improvement. Make sure to take note of both of those things. Now, at the bottom of the form is a very important section, and that is where you can take notes, where you can write in observations. That's probably the most important section of the whole form. So when you have an interaction with someone, you're going to write down some of the opportunities for improvement, and you're going to write down some of the great things that person was doing when you were out there observing. So don't forget, the positive is important, as is the opportunities for improvement. So I'll tell you what, let's go out there in a real world scenario and do a BBSO. Come on. All right, so in this simulated situation here, I'm going to do an observation on forklift activities. So I got my sheet here. I kind of got some things in my head that I'm looking for, and so I'm just going to observe the operator as he operates the forklift. All right, let's see how it goes. I would want to observe the person for at least 5 minutes and watch them do some different activities. Let's assume that I've done that here, and I don't see the operator really doing anything wrong. Now, I don't have to dig down and try to find an issue with this operator, but I do want to follow up and let him know that I was observing him and that he did everything the right way and encourage him on that. So let me flag him down, observing the 10-foot, 2-foot rule, and see if we can encourage this operator. Hey, could you come up forklift real quick? Now, when I'm observing a forklift, it's a little different because I want the 10-foot, 2-foot rule to be followed. So when I'm going to come up closer to 2 foot, I want him to cut that forklift off. You good? He's already coming off. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I was doing a behavior-based safety observation, and you did everything incredibly well. You had your seatbelt on, you had your safety glasses on, your earplugs are in, you got your bump cap on, you were using your horn, and you were operating at safe speed. I really appreciate your good operation. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And it's as simple as that. You do your behavior-based safety observation, and then give some follow-up, whether it's a time where you need to talk about opportunities to improve, or you just want to encourage the operator that's doing a great job. All right, now let's take a look at a scenario if the operator is not doing everything the correct way, and how do we handle that during our behavior-based safety observation? So remember, this is a simulated event here. Do not try this at home or at work. This is just for learning purposes. All right, let's check it out. All right, I see the operator coming. Let's observe. See if you can find anything wrong with what the operator's doing. Okay, right there. I want to stop the operator and have a discussion. Do y'all see anything wrong with what this operator's doing? Go ahead and take a look for a second. All right, now I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about some of the opportunities for improvement for this operator. All right, I'm going to get the operator off here so we can have a good, safe discussion. Hey, I'm doing a behavior-based safety observation, and I was just watching you. Did you see any opportunities you had to improve as far as safety goes?
No, I run it every day.
Okay, well, I was observing you, and I noticed that you weren't wearing your seatbelt. Do you know why we want to wear a seatbelt on a forklift?
To keep me safe, but it's real aggravating.
Yeah, it can definitely be aggravating, but have you ever seen what happens to someone if a forklift turns over and they're not wearing their seatbelt?
No, I haven't.
What happens is they fall off the forklift and they can be crushed by the cage. So it's important that you wear your seatbelt every single time. It's not just a rule just because, it's a rule because it can save your life. And then I was also noticing that you weren't wearing any safety glasses. Do you understand why that's a rule here?
Yeah, but they just get in my way.
Well, they may get in your way a little bit, but they won't get in your way as much as something gets into your eye. That could change your sight forever. So I noticed your earplugs and bump cap weren't on as well.
Yeah, those are just really aggravating.
Well, those could be aggravating for now, but they could save your hearing long term. Same with the bump cap. It could be annoying if you're not used to wearing a hat, but it could save you from a bad injury. I saw a guy one time that bumped his head on a forklift, and he had to get 17 staples in his head because he split his head open because he wasn't wearing a bump cap. Can you make a commitment to me today that you're going to wear all of your PPE, stay buckled up, be safe on that forklift from now on?
Yes.
All right, I really appreciate you. Now, have a safe day.
All right, thank you.
Now we want to observe the person get back into a safe routine. Let's see if he puts his seatbelt on, he gets a bump cap, and safety glasses on. If he doesn't, I may need to do another follow-up. okay, this is really good, and this is what we're looking for. We want the operator to take in the constructive criticism. We want the operator to take in the constructive criticism and then do all the safe things all the right way. Have a good day. So it can be a little awkward your first time doing it, but you'll get better and better at it. And we want to encourage everyone to have good, safe conversations with their coworkers. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So after I had my conversation, I wanted to go back to my sheet and I want to fill it out. If I saw some PPE issues, I would say, yeah, the eyes and face, he wasn't wearing his safety glasses, unsafe. On his head, he wasn't wearing his bump cap, that was unsafe. And then I would also mark off up here under powered industrial equipment as unsafe. But then the most important box right here is at the bottom. I'll fill out the observations that I saw good and the ones that I saw where there's opportunity to do better. And I'll note the conversation I have with the employee. And that's all it is. I'll turn this into my supervisor. And if he sees an overarching trend of issues, he'll want to address those things with his shift. All right, have a good day.